Hey everybody, it's Coach Bronson here, and we're going to talk about some things that you need to know as you get older. In case you didn't realize, I just turned 50 recently, and there's a lot of things that I've learned over the past few years, particularly about what we think in our head and how it affects what our potential for growth is and improvement in our quality of life, our health, our fitness, all that stuff. So I'm gonna go over 4 things that you need to know and understand about your journey that will help you succeed and sustain a good health and quality of life as you get older. Okay. So if you're 20 years old, this is a great thing for you to listen to because it's things you're going to need to keep in mind as you get older. If you're 60 years old, 70 years old, these are things you need to understand because you still have time to work and there's still things that you can do to improve your life. Okay. Before I get into all that stuff, I want to make sure that you are subscribed if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the little bell icon so you're notified every time I come out with a new video. But most importantly, please share this information. The more people we can get information to, get them to understand the importance of quality of life and how it is impacted by how we think, by what we eat and what we do, the more people's lives we can change and help things get better across the world. All right. So let's get into it. 4 things you need to know as you get older. Okay. The first thing, and I want you to remember some of this stuff is, well, all of it. I'm looking at my list here. This is all really mindset stuff. Okay. I'm not going to talk about this is your best exercise. This is the best thing to eat. We're going to talk about understanding how your journey works, how your mind works, and what you can do to stay on track and grow sustainably. Keep that progress going until you're on your deathbed, right? We're trying to make this as long a life as possible. Okay. If you're like me, if you're in your 50s, if you're in your 60s, even if you're in your 70s, okay. I was thinking about this the other day as I turned 50, and I realized I'm only halfway there, right? I've spent 50 years of my life getting to the point I am now. I've got 40, 50 years to go, right? I'm not anywhere near the end. And the idea that you're old and you don't have that much time left is complete fantasy. Okay. So I've got a generation and a half of my life left, at least. Okay. A generation, I think, is 30 years, right? Every 30 years, we start a new generation. I've got a generation and a half of things that I can still do. And I want to be able to do things for that whole amount of time. Okay. So, number one thing, there's no rush. And that's what I was just alluding to. You've got time, guys. You don't have to try to solve every problem overnight. It's taking you however many years to get where you are, where you were unhealthy, where you were dealing with health issues, feeling limited, weak, over fat, under muscled, chronic issues, whatever the things you've been dealing with are. Okay. It's taken you your whole life to get to that point. You've gotten some knowledge. You understand that it's possible to reverse those things. It's possible to improve your quality of life, get healthy, have more freedoms, and do the things you want to do. But it doesn't happen overnight. It's got to take time. Okay. That means a few things. That means number one, stop trying to rush it. Stop trying to take shortcuts. Okay. We're going to talk about that in a couple more points. Okay. Number two, you've got time to make mistakes. If something doesn't go right, don't beat yourself up. Figure out what you did, learn from it, and move on to something else. Okay? Make the changes you need to make and then keep moving forward. It's okay to make mistakes because you've got time to recover, make a correction, and keep moving forward. As long as you are doing things to try and get better, you're not going to mess up. The only way you fail is if you quit. So as long as you don't quit, you've got time. Okay. And because you've got time, all right, you have an opportunity to learn about all of the things. This is one of those vision things. You've got opportunity to learn about all the things that you can do. You have opportunities now that you may have never had when you were younger. You've got 40, 50, 60 years of experience of life that you can take the abilities that you're gaining, the things that you're now becoming able to do, and start doing things and applying things and having a greater comprehension of the impact that you're having on yourself in the world. those people around you that you weren't aware of. When you were 20 years old, you were worried about making money, fast cars, your career, vacations, having fun, partying. You didn't have any sense of your place in the world. Okay. You should now. I would hope you do now and have a much better understanding of the impact that you have on the world around you. Okay. And the things that you can do and how powerful you actually are. Okay. So you've got time. There's no rush. There's no rush. Take a deep breath, slow it down, put a plan together, and start moving forward. Okay. If you make a mistake, it's not that big a deal. It really isn't. It really isn't. Okay. Number 2, this is a big one that I see all the time. Okay. And I'm going to tell you this flat out. Stop using your age as an excuse. Okay. Age limitations are 100% fantasy. Your age means absolutely nothing when it comes to how well you want to live your life. Okay. Just like your weight means absolutely nothing with how healthy you are or what your body is physically able to do. Okay. I don't care about your weight. I don't care about your age. I care about how well can your body perform? How functional is your metabolism? What is your physical ability? All of those things can be improved regardless of how much you weigh, regardless of how old you are. I don't care if you're 90 years old listening to this video, okay? There are things that can be done to improve your body's ability to function and your physical ability to do things. Stop using your age as an excuse, period. It doesn't mean squat, okay? That's it. It doesn't mean anything. It just means you've been on the earth for more time than some other people. That's it. Okay. Every day you're older than the day before, nothing changes. You still have the same opportunities in front of you today that you did yesterday. You still have the same choices and decisions to get better and improve yourself today that you did yesterday. None of that changes. Your age means absolutely nothing. Okay. Number 3, the basics as we get older. Okay. The basics have more impact. Just like let's talk about your health and fitness like we're talking about investments. Okay. When we're younger, we have more time to play around and do things that are riskier, right? I can invest in some stocks that may or may not be as stable. As we get older, we want to be more stable and more deliberate and focused in the things that we're doing to increase our portfolio, right? It's the same with our health. As we get older, we want to be more focused and deliberate with the things that we're doing to increase our physical and our health portfolio. Okay. And it's not necessarily because we're trying to, because we only have a little time left, right? It's because physically our body responds better to the basics as we get older. Okay. I just talked about there's no rush. You've got plenty of time. And that's absolutely true. It's not about how much time you have left. It's about how much of an effect is the things you're going to do going to have on your body. Okay. Yes, our bodies do age and there are things that happen as we get older. Training at 50 is different than training at 20, right? Nutrition affects me differently at 50 than it did at 20. I could eat pretty much anything at 20 and my body would just devour it and soak it up and it wouldn't make a difference. Okay. My body is more sensitive. I'm more affected by the things that I eat now at 50. Okay. And the workouts are the same. As you get older, it's harder to grow muscle. Recovery takes longer. Okay. You have to focus a little bit more on mobility. Okay. So there are things that change. Does that mean that we're just done? Absolutely not. Again, age doesn't mean anything. It just means that we have to be more focused and deliberate. So that means you have to stick with the basics first and lock those things in consistently in a way that is working for you before you even think about doing any of the weird extra stuff. Okay. And what I mean by that is You need to make sure you are getting as much nutrients in everything that you eat as possible. You need to make sure you're picking foods that are as bioavailable as possible and that you're using your natural satiety processes and hormones based on the food that you're eating, okay, as much as possible. You need to make sure that you're moving your body often, that you're trying to move it well, properly, using good technique, and that you're moving weight as often as possible. That's it. Okay. You notice I didn't say anything in there about PSMF, intermittent fasting, OMAD, red light therapy, cold therapy. Okay. Any of that other stuff. Okay. Berberine. Okay. All sorts of other funky supplements or tricks or tips or hacks or whatever you want to call it. Okay. You don't need that stuff. It's a detractor to the basics that you need to lock in first. If you're worried about all that other stuff, stop. Get the basics done first. If you're not getting enough protein in every day, then it doesn't matter if you're doing cold therapy. It's a waste of time. If you're not optimizing your body's function by moving regularly, then it doesn't matter if you're doing red light therapy. Right? You're focusing on doing all these extra cool things that all these other people out there are talking about, right? Improve your mitochondria. Just eat what you need to eat and move your body properly, and you will improve your mitochondria. Period. You don't need to do all the other stuff. Okay. Look, guys, I'm 50 years old. I've been doing this for 10 years, just over about 12 years. Okay. I've been coaching for 10 years. I've been doing this fitness and nutrition for about 12 years. Okay. I have not ever included anything other than nutrient density, bioavailability, satiety, moving well, moving often, and moving weight. Okay. That's it. I don't do blue light blockers. Okay. I don't do mouth taping. I don't do PSMF. I don't do intermittent fasting. I don't do OMAD. Okay. I don't do cold therapy. I don't do red light therapy. Okay. Because doing the basics, what caveman did any of that stuff? Okay. Yeah, we can make an argument for intermittent fasting potentially, OMAD potentially. Okay. Those were things that would have happened naturally and not consistently. They may have gone a week without eating anything. They may have gone a day eating 3 times a day because there was so much food available they wanted to stuff their face. We don't know. Okay. But doing things to artificially simulate something that we don't really even know how it actually happened takes away your brain power and your thought process and the overhead of managing your lifestyle from just the basics. Get your protein, get your fuel, move your body. Okay. If we want to take it even more simple, if we want to break it down to even the lowest level possible of the things that you need to focus on to improve your quality of life as you get older, it's this 2 things. Okay. Focus on animal meat, move weight. That's it. Focus on animal meat and move weight, and you will see an improvement in your quality of life. Period. I guarantee it. Okay. That's number 3. Number 4, mind work. Okay. This is where we talk about limiting beliefs and what you expect to happen. Your results, the things that you were trying to do, are a product of your expectation. Okay. If you go into this process with anything other than 100% confidence that you're going to reach your goals, that you are capable of doing the things that you set forth to do, then it's not going to happen. Okay. You're going to make progress. You're going to get to a point, right? Have you ever heard the saying, if I shoot for the moon, I'll hit the light post? Okay. So that's awesome. If you're getting the light post, then that's higher, that's further along the process than you were, right? You get to the light post and you got to figure out, okay, what's next? I didn't get quite where I wanted to go. What changes can I make? Where do I need to go from there? Okay. Oftentimes our progress is limited by the things that we are thinking and expecting. Okay. We expect it to be harder than it is, so we make it harder than it is. Self-limiting beliefs. We expect that it's going to be a challenge, so the things that we focus on are the things that are a challenge instead of the things that are benefits of why we're doing this in the first place. focusing on your why. Okay. So some of the tactics and the things that are important about this, know why you're doing it. If you don't have an emotional connection to what's driving you forward, then you're not going to succeed. You're going to fail at every single challenge that you come across. Okay. Have a plan. Know where you're going. If you don't know what, I know why I'm doing it. I'm emotionally connected. I get pissed off. I get angry. I get sad. I get happy every time I think about why I want to do this. What do I do? What is the goal? Where am I going with it? What am I trying to accomplish? That needs to be solid. You need to have a destination, a time, a place, what it is, how you measure it. Okay. If you can't measure what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go, then how do you know if you got there? Okay. Look up SMART goals. Okay. They have to be specific, measurable, actionable. I think it's actionable, achievable. Okay. Realistic, right? They have to be time sensitive. Okay. So you have to put a time on it. Don't just say, I want to lose weight. How much weight do you want to lose? When do you want to lose it by? How are you going to lose it? Okay. Put those things in a plan. You've got to have that stuff. You need to know your why and be emotionally connected to it. That's a big difference. A lot of people don't talk about that. It's not just knowing why you're doing it. You have to be emotionally connected. I know why I'm doing stuff. Just because you know why you want to do something doesn't mean the challenges are going to immediately fall away. The reason why things come into your life that are challenging is because they have emotions attached to them. If there isn't an emotion attached to your why, the challenges will always win. Okay. So you got to have your why locked in. You got to know where you're going and you got to know how you're going to get there. What's your plan? Okay. What are you going to do? And we talked about in the first one, start with the basics. Your plan should be eat as much animal meat as possible, move weight as often as possible. That's the basics, the basics. Okay. That's 4. All right. I'm going to give you a bonus one, guys. Okay. We got a bonus coming. Okay. Ready? Bonus. Know that you can't do it alone. You are not the only one in this fight. Okay. There are millions of people in the world right now who are struggling with health and fitness, who are over 40, over 50, over 60, over 70, who are trying and just wish that they had a way to improve their individual freedom and their physical ability. Okay. You're not alone. Just in this space alone, if you're watching this video, right, I'm here for you. There are people that are watching this video as well that are here for you. They'll be in the comments. You can see them in the comments. You can connect with people there. I have a Facebook group. Okay, the Ultimate Ketogenic Fitness on Facebook. Thousands of people in there that are there who can share and support you in your journey. Okay, find some friends who are willing to support you. Find a coach who's willing to support you. Get your spouse or your partner on board. Get them to support you. Get your kids on board. Get them to support you. Get them engaged. Okay. You can't do it alone. You need some kind of support system. Okay. Doesn't matter where it's coming from. Okay. Find a tribe, find a person, find some people that you can go through this process with who you can help as they help you. All right. Hope that information was helpful, guys. Being over 50 is not a limitation. It is an opportunity to show the world that we as an elderly population, okay? I'm in the AARP, guys. I got my card. I'm in the club, okay? The one thing that absolutely drives me nuts, it's been a week since I've been in there. I went on the website a couple times. I had to shut it down because I was pissed, okay? The expectation that society has on people over 50 to just completely fall apart just because they're 50 is unconscionable, absolutely irresponsible and unrealistic. It does not have to be that way. Okay. I want to be able to empower. I want to empower. I am able. I want to empower you as someone who's in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s to realize that your age is not a limitation. It is an opportunity to show the world what you can do. All right. So that's it, guys. Hope that helps. There's a lot more stuff coming, and keep your eyes out. Okay. We're going to change the world. That's the goal. That's what I want to see happen. Okay. Share this information. If you know anybody who's over 40, over 50, over 60, 70, who's looking to improve themselves, okay, get this video out to them and let them know that it's possible. There is a way. There are people out there that can help them. Okay, see you.